Good day, guys. And my name is Samuel O. Ojo, and this tutorial is brought to you by CMRC. And today we'll be speaking about CRS. We'll be talking about Christian religious studies. And I think that most Jambite, most students think that once you are a Christian and you go to church, you can pass CRS. I think it's a stereotype that has affected many in the past. So I am urging to you today that it's a structured subject that needs attention and a lot of research to get. All right. So from the syllabus of JAMB that I went through, it has a structure. So the first topic that we're talking about is the sovereignty of God. The sovereignty of God. And when we talk about God's sovereignty, it means that is the hallmark of the whole thing is the source and the likes. And the major thing JAMB will ask around this purview is the creation story. That majorly we have two creation stories, but the most common one is the creation story of how God created the heaven and the earth. So you might want to just take cognizance of the order of creation. Take cognizance of the order of creation. The first thing God created, according to the scriptures, is light and darkness. Genesis 1 will do justice to this. Light and darkness. That's the first thing, because JAMB will most likely ask you that, okay, what did God created on the, let's say, fifth day? So take cognizance of the order. So the first thing God created is light and darkness. So on the second day, God created firmament. On the third day, he created land, sea, and vegetation. On the fourth day, he created the heavenly bodies. That's the sky, that's the moon, the stars, and the likes. On the fifth day, God created land. Okay, I think I should write it. So I said on the first day, light and darkness. On the fifth day, he created the creatures in the air, that's the birds, and the creatures in the sea creatures. So air and sea creatures. On the sixth day, he created the land creatures, that's the animals, the land animals, and man. And on the seventh day, God rested. So these are the order of creation according to the Revised Standard Bible version. These are the order of creation, and JAMB might want to switch it and ask you interchangeably. So please take note of this order. Make sure that you take note of this order. Another thing we'll talk about in this video is the covenant of God, and majorly in the syllabus, there are four covenants: one with Noah, one with Abraham, one with the children of Israel in Exodus at Mount Sinai, and the new covenant with Jeremiah and Ezekiel. So we'll start with the covenant with Noah. So you find that in Genesis chapter 6. You find that in Genesis chapter 6. So the covenant of God with Noah. Genesis chapter 6. That's the cradle of the whole thing. Genesis chapter 6. So in Genesis chapter 6, verse 6, God said that he repented that he made man. So that was like the origin of the whole thing. So, and he beckoned on Noah to build an ark. There's a trick here. Don't always ask that what type of wood did Noah use? He used gopher wood. I think it's spelled, if my spelling is correct now, Gopher. Gopher wood to make the ark. So Noah made the ark with gopher wood, and also the total number of people that were in that ark is, I think, 8. Now Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Sem, Ham, and Japheth, with their wives, so making 8. So those are the things that JAMB will ask. They know the story, they know that you are Christians, but they ask structured questions. They go into the deep of the stories and bring out questions. So Noah did all of these things, and the flood survived for 40 days. The flood stayed for 40 days and 40 nights. So, and when after 40 days and 40 nights, the ark rested on Mount Ararat. Don't forget that question. I've seen it subsequently. Mount Ararat. It's the ark rested on the mount, and Noah sent out ravens. He sent out birds 4 times. Yes, the first time he sent the ravens, and he didn't come back. The second time he sent a dove. The dove came back. Yes. The third time he sent the dove again. He came back with an olive leaf, and at the third instance, the dove too did not come back. So they ask that kind of question. So you might want to take note of these basic things I'm telling you. I'm leaving the story behind because I know that most of us know the story. We're familiar with the Bible. Just that it's a structured way of asking and answering question. So that being said, we'll talk about Noah, the whole of this thing, and also one of the major things in the story of Noah's covenant is the story of the rainbow. That was the major object of covenant as regard Noah's covenant, the rainbow. God told Noah that, see, once I see the rainbow, I will never destroy the earth with flood again. And that was Noah. So anyway, you see a question structured around the covenant of God with Noah, you are most likely to find rainbow in your ocean. It is very important. And also, there's a point that Noah got drunk. After the flood, he planted, and he got drunk. And one of his sons, Am, saw his father naked, and he ran back to his brothers to tell them that, oh, I see our father naked. And they in turn took a cloth and covered him. Noah caused Canaan, the son of Ham. So you might want to also take that into cognizance. It is very, very, very important. So that's like the major thing they ask around the covenant of God with Noah. So let's check the covenant of God with Abraham, or Abraham, whichever way you want to call it. Covenant of God with Abraham. So as we all know that he is the son of Terah. So at age 79, God called him out of his fatherland, or that's UR. He called him out of his father's land to go to a land he did not know. So those are the kind of questions JAMB will ask you. JAMB doesn't like story. There is not WAEC. It's straightforward question. So he left his father's house at the age of 79 to a land he did not know. So he came from Ur to the land he did not know. So he journeyed with his cousin or nephew. Now that's Lot. He journeyed with him. And another question that JAMB always asks around the covenant of Abraham is when he got circumcised. At the age of 99, God asked him to circumcise himself. So JAMB always asks this kind of question. Any age, place, the age, the location, name, those are the major things that JAMB asks in CRS, and the order of things, especially when it comes to the synoptic gospel, the resurrection, the word on the cross, those words, it comes in order too. So it's very important. Take note of that. And another aspect in the life of Abraham that question used to come up from is around the birth of his son Isaac. How that he had Isaac at a young age. Now, another part that I remember very well that I've seen in subsequent JAMB question is the sacrifice of Abraham. How God told him to go and sacrifice his son Isaac. God told him to go and kill his son, and he did not even take a second glance. that in CRS, you will find that under the topic of obedience to God. Now, God told him to go to Mount Moriah. Yes, I think I'm correct. Mount Moriah, to go and sacrifice his son at Mount Moriah. They ask this question, so you might want to take cognizance. Mount Moriah. So he went to Mount Moriah. He left with his son, two servants, himself, and firewood. So that's three people in total. He didn't tell his wife. So when he got to Mount Moriah, he saw a ram, and instead of killing his own child, he sacrificed the ram. Now that's where the word Jehovah Jireh came from. So sometimes JAMB will ask you, what is the meaning of Jehovah Jireh? It means that God the provider, Lord our provider. So our provider. So that is another part uh, on the matter of Abraham. According to the syllabus, I'm keenly following the order of the syllabus. So, and this place, God also confirmed his covenant with Abraham again, how that he will make him a father of the whole thing and the likes, the covenant.
Be sure to link up with us and message us and seek out our email, send us messages for further questions and mentorship after you have seen these videos. I'm very happy to say this again, that it's a time for you to move on and succeed. It's a free success project 2025. Bless you everywhere that you are. Again, my name is Emmanuel Aderoju Adeyemo from Creative Minds Royal Concept.